Hello and welcome. I would like to introduce you now to something else. You can remember that we covered visualizations earlier on, but we only looked at the basic visualizations. Let's now move forward and look at advanced visualizations. We'll start with a simple visualization called a donut chart. Let's move in and try to visualize the shipment mode and the total sales by the shipment mode. And instead of this, let's make it a pie chart. And a pie chart should fit our view. Then we also want to have details of the sales and the sum. And let's change this to a calculated field. Quick calculated field and have percentage of the total. There we go. We have a nice chart. A donut chart is like just this chart, but with a hole at the center. How do we add that? We move forward and create a new field. We'll name this zero line on axis. Let's call it axis and apply this. And there you go. We have a zero axis. Sorry about that. Let's edit this and have a zero at the center. We apply this and there you go. We have a zero axis. To have two separate charts, we'll add the zero axis and the row, then another zero axis. We have two charts. We have the first one and the second one. For the second one, we want it to be an empty chart. Let's clear the show. And now we have a chart without any details inside it. Let's increase its size to, let's say, up to there, and change the color to white. Now it will disappear. We'll work on the second one now. We want the size to increase past the first one. And now that we have these two, let's combine them by clicking on this. We want to do axis. There you go. Now we have a donut chart, but we still have some details we need to polish up. Let's edit this axis. We don't want the title, and we also don't want the tick mark. Same case applies to the second axis. We don't want the title and we don't want the tick marks. Let's remove both tick marks. There you go. We have a nice chart, but you'll notice we still have some details showing zero axis. And to remove that, let's go to pick, and we want to go to tooltip for the second one. We don't want anything inside. We just want an empty chart. There we go. Then for the second one, we also don't want the tooltip to have the zero axis. Let's apply that. We have a nice chart now, but we still have this line. Let's edit this by formatting and going to lines. We select, we don't want the line, we don't want a zero line, and we don't want any kinds of lines. There you go. Now we have a very nice donut chart. Let's name this donut. The chart shows the sales generated from each of the shipment modes. We will look at another advanced visualization, that is maps. Maps are very essential in Tableau. We create maps using the geographical data. In this case, we have state as a geographical data. You can see through this. And we also have country as a geographical data, city is a geographical data, and postal code. In our case, we'll use the state names. Just have to drop them in any of these. And you'll notice that we have activated the two maps. We have symbol maps and we also have maps. Let's work with the maps. Give it a moment and you'll notice that we have these. We'll edit this. In my case, we want to have specific from a specific field. We want information to be generated from the country's field, and let's apply. There you go. We have a map. You notice the map is just an empty map with showing all the states in the US except for Alaska. And we can add details into this. We want to show cells, and it's easy. We just drag and drop cells into and we can also edit the color to have any specific colors that we want. Let's use the green blue diverging. No, that's not very good. Let's use orange blue white diverging, and let's step these colors to, let's say, 7. Apply this, and there you go. We have ourselves a very nice map. And if we click on each of these, you'll notice that we can see the country, state, and the cells made from the state. And the colors shows us which states had the highest. We can see that New York and California had the highest sales. Then those with the lowest were states like Nebraska, Montana, and all this. We can also add filter into the maps. Let's use regions. Regions are related to the maps, and we can select all these and apply. Now we have filters that show different areas. Let's remove the central. We have that map showing east, south, and west. Let's show east and south or east and west. Those are the cells in this region. We can make this more appealing by having multiple and making a drop down. There you go. That's it for maps. More customizations can be made on maps to improve them and improve the data in these maps. Also notice that we can basically have maps for any parts of the world, and we'll illustrate this using a global data set. Hello and welcome. Let us look at more detailed visual representation of data. In this case, we look at combined visualizations. In some cases, we might want to represent our data into 2 or more visual representation in a single chart. For example, let's work with categories. Let's work with the date, with order date, and the sales generated from these. And let's make these the monthly entries in the continuous form. Let's also add the profits and make the second one a bar chart. We want to make this a bar chart. That is the second one. That is the one with the profits. Let's make it a bar chart. And for both cases, let's have different. Let's customize the color for this and have that. And let's have blue for the sales, reddish. Let's have orange for the sales, and increase the size of the bar. Let's then use a dual axis. We also synchronize the 2 axes. Edit the color to hold the profit to apply that. Let's apply that, and there we go. We have also a nice chart showing sales by comparing sales and profit by month. We can always edit. We can always edit the information on the chart, and there you go. We can edit this and say this is profit and sale and profits. There you go. You'll notice the sales are at the top, then you have profit at the bottom. We can also use we can use a different customization on the charts. Let's still work with the order date because we want the continuous form of our data. And quantity will suffice in this case. Let's work with quantity and make these the monthly entries. We can also work with the discrete form, but yeah, we have the chart for discrete form. And let's have two of these. And for the second one, let's change to shapes and have the circle, and we can change the color to whichever color we want them to be, and the opacity can change. Let's have the highest, then go back to the second one. We want it as it is and change the color to green, and let's increase the size, let's say to that. And now let's combine these two. Let's have a dual axis and synchronize the two axes. Edit these and have 0, and let's have no tick marks. That's it. We have a very nice chart showing how the sales increased. We added the circles in each data point, and we can view the entries under these data points. That's it. For more advanced charts, that we combine two charts, quantity and sale, and quantity by sale. Then in the previous case, we combined sales and profit in a single chart using different types of charts. And notice we also have other charts that are more advanced, like the area charts. We looked at that. We also have the stacked bar charts and box and whisker. We also have the bubble chart, and we can also use third-party charts from other sources to improve our visual representation of the data. Let's rename these. We should have specific name for each of the worksheets, but for now, that's it for visual representation of data.